So one thing that always fascinated me is our psychological capacity to attribute meaning, because our subjective interpretations constantly trump objective reality. I mean, how come two human beings can react completely differently in the face of the same problems? Or how come some people can overcome insurmountable obstacles when all odds are stacked against them, while others succumb to the slightest tension? I mean, these are the hard questions that tend to keep me up at night. And in this video, I want to explore how to overcome these self-defeating thoughts, this victim mentality, usually associated with the poor Aeternus. And before I start, let me tell you that these insights are based on my book Pistis Demystifying Jungian Psychology, and you can claim your copy when you join my newsletter down below. So as I said, I find this capacity to bend reality by attributing meaning to external circumstances truly remarkable. And in Jungian psychology, we understand that in terms of conscious attitude. And this term refers to our psychological predispositions. It's our modus operandi, or using a fancy word, it's our cosmovision. And in modern terms, we are referring to core beliefs. And while the conscious attitude possesses immutable individual qualities like being more oriented by thinking, feeling, sensation, or intuition, it can be constantly updated and educated, especially its capacity to attribute meaning. And as we've seen, this ability is precisely what allows us to overcome our hurdles or succumb to them. So recently, I was listening to Dr. K from the channel Healthy Gamer, and he was exploring the problem of the poor Aeternus. So now, if you don't know what this term means, the poor or puella eterna is someone who holds a childish view of the world and relationships and refuses to truly grow up and be fully responsible for their lives. This is also known as the man child or woman child. And now Dr. K is a psychiatrist, and at one point he mentions how the poor Aeternus loves to collect diagnoses and use them as a crutch. And he certainly doesn't deny the existence of difficult mental health conditions, but highlights how the poor relates to them. So in other words, instead of focusing on healing and doing everything they can to improve their situations and conditions, they choose to use these labels as the perfect excuse for never taking any responsibility. So they basically weaponize their incompetence and play the victim card. And now, I must say that I was happy hearing this because I've been saying the exact same thing for over 4 years, and you can check my old articles to confirm that. But now we come back full circle to the problem of the conscious attitude. Now, as someone who healed from CPTSD, I know how psychological obstacles are very real. I mean, the struggle is real. But I want you to understand that how you face them is much more determinant than the thing itself. Because while I engaged with life in an immature way and refused to take any kind of responsibility, I could only see a world of pain, and I mean it. And this view would also make me constantly recreate the same conditions and be near the same toxic people. And that's exactly what being stuck in a complex feels like, because we enact the same painful cycles again and again. And I remember watching friends and people close to me getting their lives together. And there's nothing more morally defeating than witnessing someone who you judge inferior to you winning in life. I mean, it really stings. And you can also notice the arrogance I used to have. But it made me question how the hell people apparently less capable than me can get their lives together and I can't. No, because I certainly couldn't use my external circumstances as an excuse anymore. And an interesting thing happened, because with this shift, I also started noticing all the little ways I was putting myself in a dark pit. And so I started catching myself twisting things in my mind and looking for ways to reaffirm how it was impossible for me to change. And I also started noticing how all of these little lies just kept me comfortable because, well, I'll never have to do anything. I'll never have to grow up, and I'll always have, the perfect excuse to justify my failures. And that's how the poor mindset twists and bends reality. and makes you a passive observer of your own life. But time was passing fast, and the pain of not living up my potential was excruciating. And for the first time, I decided to give my all and look for possibilities instead of obstacles. And I want you to remember this: looking for possibilities instead of obstacles. And that's when I learned about our capacity to attribute meaning and how the stories we tell ourselves shape our lives and our perception of reality. And again, this isn't about denying the past or traumatic influences. This is about becoming the author of your life and getting out of autopilot. So the mission of the Puer Aeternus is to sacrifice childish illusions in order to win his life back. So instead of constantly daydreaming and entertaining new possibilities, you must commit to making your aspirations concrete. You had to pay the price for living the life you want. And remember that paralyzing self-blame isn't taking responsibility. True responsibility means doing what you have to do and stopping making excuses. And I say this because the poor will attempt to make all of this into an intellectual exercise and solve things into his mind. But the only way to change our conscious attitude is with experiential evidence. In other words, we change our sense of identity by taking action in the real world. I mean, for instance, it's just impossible to feel good about yourself if you are constantly watching porn, wasting time on video games, not doing what you're supposed to do, never pushing yourself at work. I mean, what do you expect? So everything starts with respecting yourself and being true to our word. Now, I already have a whole series on conquering the poor and Aeternus on the channel, so today I want to present things a little differently. But before I do, let me remind you that you can find everything I know in my accessible course Catabasis, the Shadow Integration Manual. And if you want to take one step further, you can also check the Audacity University, where I teach you how to become your own analyst or integrate Carl Jung's methodology into your professional practice. And if you want one-on-one help, you can also check my mentorship. All links in the description. Now, I want you to start treating the Puer Aeternus as the part of your brain that loves to make excuses, not take any responsibility, and perceives things as much more difficult than they actually are. And I want you to start noticing the little stories this part fabricates, so you can finally see it as something objective separated from your ego. Because you are not an archetype. You are simply identifying with it. And to illustrate all of this, I want to share an example. So recently, a client of mine was having difficulty sticking to things long term, especially when it came to physical exercise and diet. So he told me about many times he lost weight, in different strategies, like spending hours and hours, like 4 hours per day, walking on a treadmill when he was a teenager, or experimenting with multiple 48 and 72-hour fasts during the week for 3 months straight. But despite all of his efforts, he'd always regain weight and felt like he would never be able to cultivate true discipline. And after we explored the situation, he understood something very interesting, and he cleverly told me that he could interpret his attempts in both ways. Either he could see all the times he failed, or he could feel proud about persisting and having the discipline, to walk all of these hours and fast all of these times, despite not having the best approach. And this is an interesting realization because the poor mentality tends to feel pulled by short-term strategies. They don't think about sustainability and are usually driven by insecurities rather than self-love. And all of this affects not only their results, but also the chosen tools. And I highlight that because people identified with the Puer Aeternus are usually very bright and extremely capable of hard work. They just have to understand how their beliefs might be, twisted, altering their perception of reality, their own capabilities, and also stick to the right methodology. The poor must learn how to consciously use their ability to attribute meaning and then take action to realize their potential. And finally, you can have the step-by-step to conquer the Puer and Aeternus in the next video over here.